Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Today, we're taking a look at some of the top defensive tackle free agency targets, and there are a lot of them. I really like this class for the Cowboys, and because there are so many options, I think you'll be able to find some decent guys that you can't often find in free agency. Now, the last year's crop, they disappointed. I think we all know that, right? Maliek Collins, he's a free agent. Same with Daniel Ross, Christian Covington, Michael Bennett, also Antwaun Woods, who's an RFA. So even if you bring back Woods, that leaves Daniel Wise, stand up Wise high, but you don't want to trust him going into next year. Tyrone Crawford might be cut, or maybe takes a pay cut, and Tristan Hill. So you don't have much at the position. That's why we're going through 14 different options. Defense tackle. We'll go quickly, but there are a lot of them. First up is Vernon Butler from the Carolina Panthers. He's coming off his best season ever. Entering this year, 2 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. He exploded for 6 sacks and 7 tackles for loss this year. I actually read that up that increases his price tag just a little bit too much, and I have some 1-year wonder. That's why he's only at number 14. Number 13 is one that several of you guys have mentioned before in the show. That's Jordan Phillips. This is maybe one of the better examples of betting on yourself. Entering this year, like 4 years worth of play, 5.5 sacks, 14 tackles for loss. This year alone, 9.5 sacks and 13 TFLs. And one very quick note, as you will see, beef is back on the menu. All these dudes are big. Jordan Phillips listed at 6'6", 341. So which defensive tackle do you guys want to sign? Let me know in the comments section. You can pick any defensive tackle. Let me know what you guys think. And if you're watching on YouTube, scroll on down to the pinned comment. Cast your votes there. Might get it with an ad break here. If you do that, and then scroll back up, and the ad should be over. Number 12 is Mike Daniels, who we've mentioned before on the show. Played for Mike McCarthy, and this is a cheap option. Now, he's got good enough size, listed at 6', 310. You're also not going to get your prime Mike Daniels. You're not going to get 2017, 2016 Mike Daniels, but you're also not going to be paying for that guy. He could come in on a cheap 1-year deal, so you can add a Mike Daniels and still look for other options on the defensive line. That type of move, I think, makes a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys. I already saw this name in the comments section. Sean Robinson. Now, he's not going to bring you much in the passing game. That's not his role. He's not a sack generator. That's not who he is. But I need some run stoppers, finally. 330 pounds, he's good in that area, and because he's not a premier pass rusher, it means his value on the open market will be lower. Now, there are plenty of other guys that we're not even talking about on this show. That's how strong this class is. Guys like Michael Pierce, Shelby Harris, and Michael Brockers, who I don't think at the open market really that much, but if they do, it's probably not going to be the right amount for the Dallas Cowboys, and they weren't quite the top tier guys. Timmy Jernigan didn't have the best year. Derek Wolfe as well in option. That's how many different defensive tackle targets there are. I feel pretty good about getting somebody in the open market to help out on the defensive line. Now, if you guys are already subscribed here to the #1 Cowboys YouTube channel, thank you all very much. Go ahead and shout yourselves out by typing in sub in the comments section. If you're not and you want to get in on the fun as well, then hit that big red button and subscribe today. Moving on now to number 10, we'll go back-to-back former Bama players. Jarran Reed, who in 2018, entering the season, I'm like, there's no way he's going to be there. He had 10.5 sacks and 12 tackles for loss. Like, extend the guy. And then this year, had a suspension for domestic violence, only played in 6 games. Only 2 sacks, was not very good. He just was not. So that makes him a buy low candidate. And if you want someone who brings you a little bit more in the passing game, in terms of pass rush, than Sean Robinson, Reed fits that mold. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, which defensive tackle are you signing? Type JR for Jarran Reed or AR for Sean Robinson. Between the two, it's tough for me. I am very concerned about Reed. I wonder if maybe I can get a cheap 1-year deal for him. play him in at the 3 technique and then 1 technique on passing downs. But if you want to go with the big boy, I think A'Shawn Robinson is your pick right there. So far, I see mostly AR, so I'm gonna award Robinson the winner of that one. Next up is Ndamukong Suh. I know many of you want him because everybody knows Suh. You don't have to go, wait, who's that guy? The issue for Suh is that the production has dipped. He is not the same guy that he was in his prime. Now, he still provides a valuable interior presence. He can play that 1-tech role for you if you want. He's 6'4", 313. He fits that mold. I just don't know if I want to get into a big-time bidding war for a player who I believe is on the decline. Number 8, Mike Pennel, who you might go, wait, who is that? This is not the Chiefs defensive tackle I want. He's not Chris Jones, who we will get to. And he's not much of a pass, rusher, penetrator type of guy. But he's a damn good run stopper. The Chiefs' run defense looks very different with Pennel on the field versus with him off it. Now, if I can get him for under $5 million, I think that's reasonable. I like that move. I need a legit dominant 1-tech. Pennel might not be the Vita Vea type guy, but he can help me out in that way. And, of course, he also played for Mike McCarthy, so connect those dots. I think it makes a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys. Today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. We just mentioned a Chiefs player. They, of course, are playing in the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. If you want to bet on the game, you got to do it with BetDSI. It's chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Cowboys120. And I am curious here, by the way, as to who you're picking in this game. Are you going with the Chiefs or are you going with the 49ers? Type C for Chiefs, 4 for 49ers. Let me know in the comments who you're going with here. I opened it up on NFL Daily on Wednesday to let everyone vote or spend my money for me. But I kind of wanted to go 49ers. The Chiefs clearly won. There were tons of C's and they went that route. And as I'm watching these live comments come in, the C's are very clearly winning it as well. All right, on now to number 7. That is Andrew Billings, the Bengals defensive tackle, who I know many of you know because he played at Baylor. And I know this is Big 12 country, and I'm aware of that. He is another run-clogging option for the Dallas Cowboys. A little bit shorter, only 6'1", but listed at 328 pounds. I'm looking for beef on the interior. Now, he had a pretty rough first year. Since then, he's very much improved. I'm just not convinced that the Bengals are really going to let Andrew Billings walk away. Number 6 is Gerald McCoy. And to help just indicate how much I am focused in on getting bigger bodies on the interior this offseason, Gerald McCoy is my lightest dude listed on here at 300 pounds. This is fatties only on the Cowboys report. I don't want no 270-pound defensive tackle anymore. Give me some big boys on the interior. I need some guys with mass who can hold up against the run, and of course, if I'm paying big money, can also still rush the passer. McCoy, the sack production's been pretty consistent. Tackle for loss beyond 2017, pretty consistent. He's on the decline at this point, though. He's set to turn 32. The production kind of dwindling from his prime especially. But on a cheap 1-year deal or a mid-level 1-year deal, I'm very much interested in that one. All right, Danny Shelton next up here, 345 pounds. Best fact, not the biggest guy on this list. He is a classic nose guard type. You bring him in, you play him at that 1 technique spot, you let him be a true 2-gapper taking on multiple defensive linemen or offensive linemen, then free up your linebackers. That's what I'm looking for. Now, he's not much of a pass rusher, so which do you prefer? What do you think is the bigger need at defensive tackle? Type P for a pass rusher or R for a run stopper. Now, in general, you're going to prefer the pass rusher. If you're building out a team because it's 2020, that's how things work. But for the Cowboys, in particular, I'm tired of not having a legit body in the middle. Give me the run stopper this time around. And I'm not saying you don't have a pass option there, but I can kick a defensive end down into defensive tackle on passing downs. I don't really have that dominant run stopper. And JDS World is right. You need a 3 technique and a 1 technique. But I have been hammering this point home for years now. I want a run stopper. I'd like to get one this offseason. Moving on now to number 4 on our list, Leonard Williams, who fits that 3 technique mold. He's been coveted on the Cowboys report before as a possible trade target, but I got some concerns here about his production. Now, I know the midseason trade did not help him, but since 2016, he hasn't been the same guy. He had 7 sacks, 11 tackles for loss in 2016, and since then, 2 5.5 sacks, 3 11 and 2 tackles for loss. I'm not really intrigued by that in the same way that I once was. Now for the Cowboys, if he wants to take a 1-year, $5-ish million deal, that one I'm very much intrigued by. Now today's show is brought to you. Got a special deal for you guys from our friends over at Fanatics. It's chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. This deal is only available through Friday. 20% off all jerseys, including custom jerseys. So check the comments, check the description. It's chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. Go check them out today. They've got Amari Cooper, they've got Dak, they've got Zeke, they've got all kinds of jerseys there. It's chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. Shout out Winston, who says he'll make a 69 Tom Downey jersey. I love it. If you do, please send that to me, and I will be sure to tweet it out. That is a fantastic idea. Moving on now to number 3. That is Javon Hargrave, a bit more of a disruptive nose tackle type. He's only listed at 6'2", 305, but he's good against the run, and he's disruptive. So if you want somebody who can be a 3-down-1 technique, and those guys aren't plentiful in the NFL, that's the route you go. Hargrave makes a lot of sense. Now for the Cowboys, the whole undertext of this whole discussion is that you got some tough calls here. Do you re-sign your own guys like a Maliek Collins or others? You say yes, type 1. If you don't, and you want to go sign free agents, type your 2s. So let me know in the comments, 1 or 2 as relates to re-signing your own players or going out and getting some free agents from other teams. Number 2 is DJ Reader. And yes, by the way, within these top 3 guys, you get a lot more expensive. And at that point, you got to wonder if it's the right call here. DJ Reader coming off a career best year, one of the better run defenders in the NFL. Now, the latest update that I heard was the Texans and Reader weren't all that close to a contract extension. Maybe he can hit the open market. Texans got to pay some big-name guys, Laramie Tunsil. They got to pay Deshaun Watson. They got money, but at some point, players get squeezed. I wonder if Reader could be among them. And at number 1, Shakes the Finest had it right. I could not include him, all right? I would love to get Chris Jones on my team. So yes, he's number 1 because he's the best available defensive tackle. This was based more on who I would target first, and you bet I'd call about Chris Jones. I also know full well I'm probably not going to get him. It is a dream target, but a pretty darn unlikely target. He was a bit banged up in 2019. Even if you include it as a 16-game schedule, 9 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, that's pretty damn good production from a defensive tackle. So I love Chris Jones. I would truly love to get him on my team. He would undoubtedly be my number 1 target, but I don't want it to make it seem like he is the most likely guy. He's not. He's who I'd go get, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to let him leave. So which defensive tackle do you want to sign? Let me know in the comments. We asked this earlier, and I'm asking it again for you. Which DT do you want? Of course, this was free agency focused, so let me know in the comments as to which defensive tackle you guys want to add to help out the Cowboys in 2020. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.